Legends fans, it's your boy Beaky, and I'm back. And well, let's talk the Elder Scrolls Legends future. You guys are seeing me from a different angle. As you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, you normally see me from like this angle over here where you have like the collectibles in the background, the games and all that, but all that stuff is put away right now. And well, I want to actually talk about something a little bit randomly because I didn't really expect to do like a vlog type video today. I was going to talk about Fallout Fridays and talk about the new Fallout game on the channel, but I think this is actually way more important because I just recently got the notification on Twitter that Legends posted the Legends Twitter account posted a new Twitter, so I get occasional notifications. And one of the tweets were that IGN went ahead and did an interview with Hines about the future of Legends. As many of you guys have messaged me about and just, talking about it on Twitter, Reddit, all that stuff about the big changes to Legends developer, because Direwolf Digital seems to be moving out and we have a new digital developer moving in. And I haven't made a video about this, I haven't posted about this, and I haven't even actually really responded to anybody who's mentioned this to me. I just let it be because I just felt like I need to really just get more information before I really just form a video. But I felt right now, if there's an interview out there, I could read what Pete Hines had to say and I'll react to that. So right now, this video is literally just me reading through the interview and then giving my reactions at the end or throughout of what Pete Hines had to say about why the developer was changed. And then I'll talk about what my thoughts on the current state of the Elder Scrolls Legends. I mean, I definitely don't have the inside hooks as some of the other content creators have, but I've been playing this game from the beginning, basically, and I definitely do like it, and I hope my enjoyment of the game has made some of you guys enjoy the game, too, and I think Direwolf did overall do a good job. But enough about that. Let's do some reading. So, guys, a weird video here on my cell phone. I hope the audio is okay, too. So, the first question coming from IGN is, first off, why change development team? And Pete Hines says, we feel like Legends is a very strong game with a lot of untapped potential. We have a passionate and dedicated community that isn't shy about expressing their requests and things they want to see change. I think he's 100% confirmed to actually read and reply to what we say, because he knows we're willing to share our opinions about Legends. And we're very passionate. I do definitely agree with that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Where was that? Okay. We have similar vision for the direction of the game and what it could be moving forward. This was operated to alter the direction and foster a community that wants to see the game succeed as much as I do. And I do want to see the game succeed. That's why I keep on buying packs and stuff like that. So, that's a good opening statement. But in a weird way, it says, first off, why change developers, right? They were saying about the community and all that, and see the game succeed. So my question to this, my question to the question is, was the way that Direwolf was developing the games as the developer, was the game going down a road where it would have been like, that almost feels like a back, I know this is messed up to say it like this, it's almost like a backhanded comment to Direwolf, because he says, this was an opportunity to alter the direction and foster a community that wants to see the game succeed as much as we do. So I feel like the community already wanted to see the game succeed. I don't think there was really a big community of Legends fans out there, or even Elder Scrolls fans that wanted to see this game die. They just wanted a new Elder Scrolls 6. That's what they wanted, but I don't think many people were asking for this game to die. And it says as much as we do, but I'm just trying to think wait, so in a way, this how the statement is just read, and once again, I'm reading text. I don't know how he spoke. And that's always the thing about interviews when you're just reading it. You're like, I don't know how his passion, the way he presented himself in that interview, which would have inferred more information. But it almost could be seen like as a weird backhand at Direwolf, that the way that they were going about developing the game wasn't leading it to success either fast enough, slow enough, or whatever might be happening behind the scenes. But let's keep moving right here. The next one says, I don't know, you guys can't really see because this is a cell phone video. Why somebody had to go and text me? I shouldn't have recorded this with a cell phone. I should have got like a GoPro or something. Were you happy with the results or direction of Direwolf was taking Legends? Were you unhappy? Okay, were you unhappy with the results? So let's read that up. Okay, so was he unhappy? No, not at all. I think Direwolf made an excellent game in Legends that people have really enjoyed. Okay, it's won Game of the Year awards and has been praised by the community. This is more about the future, where we are headed. Okay, so once again, I'm just talking after every single one. I'm not going to read ahead. So he gives Direwolf some praise right away, and he's saying this is about the future and it's not about what happened in the past with Direwolf. I'm still going to say in some ways it could be that because Direwolf has a lot on their plate, they're working on multiple games right now, and with Direwolf working on Eternals, and I'm not sure if they're working on anything outside of Eternals, they may not have been able to always focus all their attention on Legends. I'm just assuming. I don't know how big the studio actually is and how much staff they had to split between all these different projects. And this is something we've actually talked about before on the channel and in the Discord. Is like, what if Legends ever came in-house? I was like, if Legends really came popular, would like Bethesda buy up somewhere like Direwolf? I always thought like eventually this would seem like something they would bring in-house, just how, you know, like Fallout Shelter. From what I understand, Fallout Shelter was made in-house and became super successful. If I'm wrong with that, do correct me. But I'm, once again, glad Pete gave some love to Direwolf and just stated ahead, this is about the future, and let's see what else he has to say after that. Next question is, did the fact that Direwolf is also developing... Oh, right here. Oh, shit. I'm talking ahead of the interview. Did the fact that... Hold on. I changed the page. Did the fact that Direwolf is also developing a competing digital CCG with Eternal have anything to do with the decision? No, but having a singular focus from our new team will only help the game. So, Eternal wasn't competition, like a big amount of competition for Legends. I get what he's saying there. I actually do agree. I knew people who played Legends, who played Eternal. I knew people who played, like me, who was playing Legends and was playing the Gwent game at the same exact time, or playing Hearthstone. So a lot of these games, people were able to multitask between them. And even me, who's starting to play Legends a lot left, I could still manage playing the game every now and then while playing something else. I don't feel like this is one of those games you need to put every single hour waking of your gaming time, well, most of your gaming time into it to be as competitive as possible. So I think it's perfectly fine, and I definitely do agree with that. And I do agree with the whole entire getting one developer team focused on the game probably is only best for the game in the long run. That just seems like a smart business move, and that's why I was always wondering if they would pick up Direwolf or somehow bring the game in-house and have somebody in-house at Bethesda, one of their studios, you know, work on the game at themselves. All right, let's keep moving on to the next question. If I can find it, I lost my pace a little bit. Okay. Oh, actually, that was a little far. Let me see. I can't. This is what Pete had said. I can't think of many examples of a live game completely changing hands like this. Oh, this is IGN. Sorry, like this. What are the challenges involved in a switch of this scale? Okay, here's what Pete said. Well, we have essentially been developing this new version of Legends for months under Bethesda's guidance and direction. Sparky Pants has engineered a brand new client from the ground up. This will allow us to do a lot of things we felt were important down the road, such as the flexibility to iterate more quickly, add new features, bug fixes, and change cards at a much faster pace. You can see we're hinted at some of these changes and features we'll be talking about at E3 and throughout the rest of the year. It's really exciting time for Legends. So, of course, business moves like this don't happen overnight. Having screenshots and of the new UI layout is definitely means that they've been working on this for a while. I'm sure Direwolf was informed of this for a long time coming and probably was helping with the transition. I would love to know from Direwolf's point of view, is this something that they're mutually okay with, or do they feel like they would have wanted to keep working on the game, or this is like, okay, respectable, everybody shakes hands and goes their separate ways, or would they have loved to, like, was Direwolf incapable of making this new UI, making all the changes? From everything I've seen from what they have posted about the game, their developer blogs on the website, it's very respectable. A lot of them are deep CCG longtime players. They seem that I think they were good at what they were doing. I definitely do have problems with the client. I definitely think there's stuff that needs to change, like the friend list. But that's what I said. That's all my own personal problem, and I'll get into that later on in the video. But my biggest thing is, like, I wonder, couldn't have Direwolf actually made the changes themselves? Or is it really the fact that Direwolf was working on could have never put their full attention on Legends because of Eternal? And that's the one thing I could always see, even from the beginning of Legends. I was like, so you got these guys making this game, but they're working on their own game. the attention is going to be split, because I know it's not a humongous, like 100 plus people. I don't know exactly how big, but it's not a humongous team. And maybe this new studio being so focused on this one thing is a better thing, but what's the reputation of this new studio? That's another thing I'm sure we'll get to in the interview. Let's keep going with this, because this video is already getting longer as it is. Will it be hard for a new team to jump in and start working with unfamiliar assets and balance changes and design philosophies? Is the plan to have them drastically shake these things up? Okay, here's what Pete said. There will certainly be challenges, no question, but the core of the game is there and is very, very good. That said, we're taking this opportunity to refresh a bunch of elements like visuals, UI, menus, and so forth. But we don't want to stop there. We want to continue to iterate and improve all the aspects of the game going forward. I think the overall game design and mechanics are solid, and that's not changing. When players get their hands on the new version, it will still play like the game they know and love. Their collections will be intact. The in-game store will offer the same items. The keywords and mechanics will also be there. Yeah, of course, it would be actually to their disadvantage to drastically change the game at this moment. Yes, you could add a few new cards. Yes, you could change the look of the game, but the way the game plays, that actually could be a really downside if they went out and just started adding a bunch of brand new keywords, brand new lane scenarios. Like, like now you have 3 lanes. I'm just saying, like, if they really change what makes Legends, which for me, what makes Legends is the lane system. The shadow lane and the field lane is what makes the game play the way it is, and the whole entire having the prophecy and the rune system. Like, if for some reason we now had no runes or something else that really switched up the gameplay and had this all come out of news of a new developer all at the same time, like really crazily changed the game, it would have been actually to their negative, and a lot of players probably would have pushed back and moved away from the game. So just starting with visuals, the way the maps, the play field looks and stuff like that is probably pretty fine. Like, the way the UI looks is not going to be really change the way I play the game, other than clicking on stuff and how fast the UI might be. The biggest thing I can get from this is I hope the cell phone client doesn't get any slower. A new, sleeker looking UI is great and all, but I really hope the mobile UI, whatever they're doing, just makes it faster and not any slower than it currently is. And maybe that's one of the other reasons maybe Direwolf wasn't able to accomplish that, and that was something a lot of players were upset about, and this change could help with that as well, because if you're a new player getting into Legends, you load the mobile app and it could take quite a while to get in there, and actually before you can even start a few match or even get into the deck build. It's just not the most snappiest mobile application out there. It really is a mobile game. And I've seen games on mobile that have 3D graphics and really, and I'm not saying Elder Scrolls is not interactive, but like 3D graphics, moving around, high sound effect, like really high quality stuff, and Legends high quality stuff, but like things that you would think that would make your phone bog down and be slow. But I never felt like it was a hardware in my phone. Like my phone, I have one of those cell phones that have 6 gigs of RAM. So like my phone has lots of RAM. It's a pretty decent, it's a 2017 phone, but it's a pretty decent phone, decent spec. It would be like a high mid-tier phone. It's not like an iPhone X or a Google Pixel, but it still was one of those better phones out there. But I even felt with all this power, I never felt the game was snappy on my phone. And then I had a nephew who had another phone that we got Legends downloaded there, but it just never was snappy enough on the mobile platform. And going back to the point, I'm hoping whatever the new developer does speeds this up with the new visuals and new layout for the UI, because stuff like that is what could actually improve the game, and I'm hoping that's where it's going. But let's keep going. Next question. Let's see. Okay. Why choose Sparky Pants Studios to take over? And I really have never heard about them before this interview. Like this whole announcement. Never heard of the studio at all. I actually heard about Direwolf, but I never heard about them. We chose Sparky Pants because they are a really talented team of developers. They have a ton of experience across multiple genres and are continuing to build an outstanding team. We think we will do great things with Legends. They have been fantastic. They have been fantastic to work with, and they're just down the road from us, which certainly helps when it comes to transition in this magnitude. Okay, this is something I've actually seen. Oh my God! Justin mentioned a while ago in like one of his videos. He was just like mentioning something about how Direwolf and he was actually, I think he was doing an interview with somebody from Bethesda. He was talking about like because there's a distance between where Direwolf is and where Bethesda is. So like if you guys want to like communicate, it's always going to be mostly over the phone, through the internet, which is not bad for business, but if you actually could easily go to the offices for whatever type of meeting, for something big, some big event, it will make coordinating a lot easier if you actually could meet up and see each other in person. And I understand that could be really advantages to Bethesda, having somebody close by that they can interact with, making the game, working on the game. And to me, though, I'll finish the interview and I'll just give you guys my overall thought. Because there's one key thing to this that it sticks out very much to me. But let me keep going. All right, next question from IGN. What's the overall goal behind this transition? What do you hope it will do for Legends? I've touched on this already, but it's really about laying the foundation for the future. We think Legends is a world-class strategic card game. Wow, why couldn't I say the word strategic? Anyways, Legends is a world-class strategic card game that offers content for every type of player. From casual to hardcore to people who just want to experience an awesome single-player adventure in the Elder Scrolls universe. We want to build on the foundation as fast as possible at a faster pace and allow the game room to grow and evolve with the community, regardless of platform. So I want the game to grow faster. Let's go ahead. We want to build the foundation at a faster pace and allow the game room to grow, evolve with the community, regardless of platform. There's one more question. So, at a faster pace. And this is going to go back to where I was saying, maybe Direwolf having internals and split attention was really hurting the pacing thing, because it takes a long time to have to, Bethesda had to find the studio, vet the studio's qualifications, employees, decide to work with the studio, make the contracts, start working in the background, work on the migration. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen for something like this to happen, to completely switch developers on a game that's currently live, that's considered a live service. Or like when you hear about MMOs changing developers, and usually it goes really bad. Like you've heard, you could look it up. Like I've seen this before for MMOs changing developers and other type of live games, not CCG usually. And it usually goes really bad because it takes a lot of effort to switch it over. But it seems like Bethesda has been working on it long enough to make sure that nobody's gonna lose their collection. Nothing for us as a players is gonna be lost in that way. But to me, the fastest possible is the really key word here. The faster pace. Faster pace. So as me as a player, what I understand from that is that I'm now expecting, once it switch over, that I will be receiving more content updates for this game at a quicker pace than I have been in the last few years with Direwolf, because you've got the studio who's going to be exclusively working on this game, and from what I understand at least, and hopefully putting out content that we're going to be really happy with, and hopefully every 2 months we'll get a little puzzle expansion and more story expansion, another 50 cards or 25 cards or 10 cards. It's going to be like, every other month, every 6 weeks, whatever it might be. Just some more stuff that's going to make the community more interactive and make everybody want to play the game and get back in the game. Daily reward system was a good idea to get people logging every single day, but that's a lot of mobile games did that, and I was surprised they took them so long to even figure out how to do that, because I was like, that's just a simple thing a lot of mobile games do. Just log in every day, get away some coins, and keep playing. I know it was a PC game first, but I'm just saying it would have been a smart thing to have from the very beginning of the game. The drop thing is probably the smartest thing they've ever done. That was a phenomenal idea. But last question before I keep on rambling. What's the roadmap for Legends look like going forward? Are you still planning on doing regular content expansion and the like? Absolutely. This is obviously something we've had in the works for a while, and part of the plan to make Legends going forward. We want to be more responsive, quicker to add new features and functionality, add new content, and predictable cadence, and so forth. Okay, so they want to add more content and be faster. That's kind of what I was just saying. That's the end of the interview from Tom Marks at IGN, the PC editor. So yeah, that's who just interviewed Pete Hines about that. I'm gonna scroll down into the comments real quick, the comments here, and just read what I see real quick, and just see what the general feeling from IGN commenters are. Because a lot of times with Elder Scrolls video posts, it's like, oh, we're Elder Scrolls 6, but who knows? Maybe some of Legends fans went down here and posted. So see, first comment says, looks nice. Okay, so the UI looks nice. I'm pretty sure you're replying to that. Why does every series feel the need to have some generic card game attached to it? Fair question. Somebody put the money symbol, the European money. Okay. Wow, this is really great. Downloading the game again. Game is awesome, but the client and the effects are made. Finally, it's changing. This person probably doesn't realize the change is not live yet. From what I understand, I haven't updated the game today. Is it live? Crap! If it's live, I feel really stupid. But anyway, let's keep moving. Like I haven't seen that. I think that's just a preview, right? Damn it! You guys are gonna correct me in the comment section below. I'll turn on the game. I'll open the app after this. See how long it loads, or if I have to update it. I didn't know Direwolf Digital was making this too at one point. Neat. I love Eternal. I might have to give this a shot. Okay, does somebody getting encouraged to try out the game? That's a really, so far it's pretty positive. Does Bethesda even make original games anymore? Most things they dabble in seems to be online ports of games. Oh God, this is just like I don't even got time for that. Talk about elders like these people ports and stuff. Like think about all the games Bethesda's made over the last like Prey. You know, like of course they could put out ports of their older games, but they make a lot of stuff. We had Wolfenstein, we had the amazing Doom. Like they do a lot of things. It's not just Fallout, not just Elder Scrolls anymore. They do a lot of the Dishonored. Like that was a recent. I know there's a 2, but like that's still a new franchise and all that. Rage 2, who'd have ever expected Rage damn 2? Go watch my video on Rage 2, guys. It was an interesting video. I did a whole breakdown of the trailer and my thoughts on what they need to do to make that game succeed, because they're going to need to do a lot to make another open world, post-apocalyptic, first-person shooter in this day and age and keep it interesting. These people have no idea how to design a grade A user interface for this type of game. This is why Hearthstone is so successful. As somebody who's actually never played Hearthstone, maybe if I did play Hearthstone, I would, and Hearthstone is that much better, I would be able to see. Like I said, I have played Gwent, and I've played like Yu-Gi-Oh games on mobile and on PC and all over the place. The Yu-Gi-Oh interfaces have all been crap. It's just that Yu-Gi-Oh has so many cards at this point, like it's fun to have so many combinations and possibilities for decks. So you look past that. The Gwent interface was decent, but I wouldn't say it's like significantly better than Legends. But maybe I never played Eternal, but maybe Hearthstone's like quick to the point, jump in, easy to use, very quickly responsive, and maybe that's what this player is talking about. But as not a Hearthstone player, I can't even really comment on that. So maybe he's right. I don't know. This person says one of the best releases in the last few years. It's so freaking good. I was a big Hearthstone player for a while, but I ended up jumping ship a few months back, and now the mechanics of Hearthstone feel limited in comparison. Once again, I don't know too much about Hearthstone, but I do understand like it doesn't have the lane situation like that, and I think the lanes, like I said, switching lanes, all that is real shadow lane. That complexity is what I love. I'm somebody who plays chess. I play not a great chess player. I'm straight front. I am beginner, like level chess player, but I play it because I don't have enough practice because most of my friends don't know how to play it. But I like Go. Like if you guys will look up what Go is, I love that. So like stuff like that. So I like those type of games, and I feel like Legends has that kind of strategy that I like, but yet it's never too complicated that I can't make a video and try to introduce the game to a newer player and they get into it. Like I've introduced the game to a few friends who played every now and then. The reason I have not kept those videos up because they don't play it often enough. They'll jump in, play some content, play some story, and they move on with their lives. And I think that's probably one of the smartest things that Bethesda and Direwolf done when they're making the game is, well, story content and single player content. There are really people out there just play that and they move on. Like they'll buy the new story content for $10 and have fun with that and make a quick deck or play with a deck that's pre-built and keep on moving. Game is fun. CCG game. Hearthstone started with a decline this year. Hopefully it won't be a decline for all card game genres. You know what? That is actually something I was thinking about, and I didn't know if I was gonna make a video or ever even talking about it. I was thinking about with the Valve coming out with their own card game, right? And over the last 6 months, it's June now, I've heard less and less about mini card games. Legends included, articles about Legends, articles about Hearthstone. Just like, you don't hear the buzz about the competitions around all these type of CCGs that much. Even like stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I used to follow a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Like, real card game and like if they do mobile or online game. Like, I feel like the card game genre, I don't hear as much news from just a general gaming outlets and Twitter and people talking about as I once did. And this is me saying as general, not somebody going out and looking for it. Yes, if I go on like I said again, I got a notification from the Twitter account from Legends, so that's why I found this article. But not everybody's out there gonna be looking for that stuff, and it's just interesting for me to think about. Like, I really have been thinking about that. I'm hoping that if the numbers are true, that less people are watching Hearthstone streams, less people are watching the Elder Scrolls Legends stream. And once again, I have no hard numbers, but the last time I went on Twitch to look at the Elder Scrolls Legends streaming page, I felt pretty bad. I was like, the top 4 people just doing rebroadcast, and the rest of them have like 5 people watching the stream, and like, what's going on? I'm not really 5 people like that, but still, like, you know, and I'm not saying I get a lot of people watching me. I definitely don't. This channel is still small as heck, all things considering. Like, and I've been saying for a long time that the YouTube presence for Legends has been lacking, and I think that's actually specifically the fault of Bethesda. I think if you look at what somebody like you know, CD Projekt Red does with the Gwent channel, is like, it's amazing. Like how they load their videos there. There's just not good present on YouTube. Yes, they got Twitch with their drops, and like I said, that's cool and all that. But I think YouTube is important too as a social media platform. I think they're doing pretty good on Twitter. I definitely like how they outreach there. They do pretty good on Discord, but I think YouTube is a key platform, man. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. Like, isn't that crazy? It's not even really a search engine, but that's what it is. So I think having a big place on YouTube where people are uploading a lot of videos consistently about your game is important for a game like this that's a live service to continue to grow. But that's not what this video is about. Let's actually talk about some of the topics touched on here. So what do I think about the change of developers? Well, the biggest thing I think is, why wasn't this in-house at Bethesda? If you're gonna change, if you're gonna move away from Direwolf Digital, why didn't they just bring it in-house? That's my biggest thing here. Like, why not bring the development of this game in-house? Just say a Bethesda studio, a section of Bethesda Game Studio is working on it, and I guarantee, just seriously, like, I think that would actually generate a bit of buzz that a lot of people would have been like, oh, I gotta go try this out. This is coming directly from part of like the Bethesda main house. This is not like some studio that I don't know much about. And this is like no disrespect to Sparky Pants Studios. Like, I just don't know much about you. I mean, even in this interview, Pete Hines never mentioned any other games they've worked on, the critical acclaim, this and that. But yes, maybe he doesn't want to promote games from another studio or another publisher. But in general, I still think, like, until I Google that up, I don't know what they worked on. I don't know how awesome their other games are. I don't know how awesome they are, but I know for a fact that Bethesda and Bethesda Game Studios, a lot of them, the studios are big name, and if this would have came in-house and it was working from in-house, it would have had a big impact on me being like, oh, this is going to be a big change if it's being worked on in-house from Bethesda. That sounds really interesting. And I think a lot of other Elder Scrolls fans will be like, okay, if the big team at Bethesda wants to work on this card game, they must really trust and believe in it and seeing success. Because we've all seen it on Reddit and just Twitter. People are like, oh man, this game has to be dying. You know, it's been out for so long. I don't hear enough about it. But that's just people who are not into the game enough to realize that you can still find a match in a few seconds, and there's still a lot of people playing the game. The Reddit, the Reddit's growing, the Discord is growing. It's definitely, the game has its places is growing, but I don't know player count. Like I said, I slowly have moved away. Now, for me, there's still the number one thing I wanted from this game that has never been put out there, and I'll leave you guys with this. Like, if somebody from Bethesda somehow watches this, which I doubt that, I'm not that important at all. The number one thing I think for me as a content creator want from this game is to actually have tournament tools. I've said this for a long time. This is something that we've mentioned in discussions with some of the people at Bethesda, marketing people, and a lot of other. I think you need to focus. All right, there's going to be tournaments where people give away money, all that stuff. But if you get the players like, Andy's mods, the people who are in my community who still watch my videos, and they're saying that they don't play the game really much until I make a video or I remind them about it. These people like the game, they like hearing about the game, but they're not playing the game. And I think that's a disadvantage to your game and stuff like that. But me as a content creator, I could be like, I'm hosting a tournament Friday, And if I'm by myself doing this tournament, I need to easily be able to invite people to this thing and have easy tournament tools to spectate both players and high cards and have that all integrated into the game. I've been saying this probably for over a year now, and we had an announcement that tournament tools were coming. Like, it might be a year ago, and we still haven't had that. So I hope they actually haven't forgotten about that. They put this out there, that stuff like this is gonna they talked about it, and that's the type of stuff that comes. Because I know this may not sound important. Like, I completely understand this may not even. You need to keep players engaged, and some content creators like me will keep players more engaged than people who make great deck build videos, because I'm willing to interact directly in the individual manner to each of my community members with my little Discord, to adding them as friends and playing games with that. And there's very few content creators on Legends that actually do that. Let's be realistic with that. But I would want to do that. I'm not saying I want to give away prizes. I'm not asking for money. I'm just saying, yo, put the tools in there, and I will make it happen. I will host fun tournaments. It will generate new players, and I think there'll be other people who want to do this as well. And if you could encourage people who participate in the tournaments on Twitch, give them bits. I think that's the type of stuff that will make numbers on Twitch higher. I think numbers, even if you start on YouTube, stuff like that. Like, there's always going to be those section of people who don't want to join the bigger tournaments hosted by somebody because they don't feel like wasting time trying to make the perfect deck, and they feel like they're going to lose. But if I'm a host of like just a just for fun tournament, and if I could just feel like I want to give away something that I have, and anybody could play, because I'm willing to say, like, you could be the newest player using a starter deck, and I'll still allow you in the tournament, because if you're good enough with that starter Battle Mage deck, as we all know, a good starter Battle Mage deck, lightning bolt at the right time, the right prophecies, it could win you the game. And I want the game to be fun for all levels of players, and I think focusing on high level tournaments right now is great, and focusing on giving new players, like, those free decks when they start up or stuff like that is great, but there needs to be the entertainment value and the content creators out there that's going to keep interacting with them throughout their playtime, and there needs to be the tools in the games to do that. And one of the biggest and easiest ways to do that, I think, is incorporating good tournament tools for the game, so people can host tournaments like content creators like me and everybody else. Because remember, I'm just talking about me specifically, but remember, once the tools are in the game, anybody can host a tournament. And you can think how fun it is. A bunch of friends saying like, "Oh, bro, download Elder Scrolls Legends, bro. I know you like Skyrim. Trust me, you're gonna see Lydia. You're gonna play. I'll make your deck related to the dragons, and let's play. Get a bunch of their friends together, and that's people playing your game and potentially maybe give you some money, which is in the end keeps you developing the game. But I'm not a game developer. I'm just a dude sitting in a room who plays video games. It's been Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. If you watch it this far, write Dovahkiin in the chat, in the comments, because this is a long video for me just be talking with no gameplay. Later, Dovahkiins.